Hello my friends and welcome to today's math video. Alright, today we're going to be doing some work in our blue math number 4 book. Math work number 4 book. I would like you to get out some of your counting blocks. We have not used our counting blocks in a while and I'd like to take them out just to remind our super smart brains different tools that we have to help us solve our math problems. So grab your book, grab your blocks, grab your pencil, come on back when you're ready. All right, if you're back with me, that tells me you have all the things. Let's open up to page 21. So we're going to be on page 21. All right, first things first. First, we have to stop and put our name at the top. I write my name. You write your name. And today's date, which is 5-10-21. Okay. So now I know some of you are really good at just doing the math in your head. Using counting blocks is not something that you feel like you need all the time. But we're going to practice today just because I think it's important to know how to use these tools. Oops, let's turn on the light there. There we go. Now we can see our blocks. Okay. Today, the first section, what we're working on, is we are working on circling the equation that is true. What does that mean when it's true? Right, it's the equation that's correct. So here's the example. So our little detective here said 6 equals 1 plus 5. Well, let's use our blocks. So we have 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's add. So if we have 1 plus 5, does that equal 6? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So is the detective right? Is 6, I'm sorry, does 1 plus 5 equal 6? Yep. So they're saying these other two are not true. It means they're wrong. Well, let's look. So if we have 5 plus 1 equals 7, well, nope, we just said 5 plus 1 equals 6. So that is definitely not true. This next equation says 5 plus 2 equals 6. Well, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's add 2. Well, let's see how many we have now. So we have 5, 6, 7. So does 5 plus 2 equal 6? Nope, it equals 7. So that is not true either. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. Oh, this is where it gets a little tricky. So this is why we have two sets of blocks. So we have 2 plus 3 equals 1 plus 5. Well, we have 2 plus 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. Then on the other side of the equation, we have 1 plus 5. So we have 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. We just counted. But what does 1 plus 5 equal? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if 2 plus 3 equals 5 and 1 plus 5 equals 6, are they the same? Are they equal to each other? Nope. I'm going to put an X right there. Let's move on to the next one. We have 1 plus 5 equals 1 plus 5. Well, let's think about that. Do we even need to count blocks? What can our eyes and our super smart brains tell us? They're exactly the same, so that is true. 1 plus 5 on the left is the exact same as 1 plus 5 on the right. So now let's look at the last one. We have 1 plus 5 equals 2 plus 5. Are those the same? Is that true? Does 1 plus 5 equal 2 plus 5? Nope, it sure doesn't. So the 5 is the same, but this side has 2 and this side has 1, so they are not equal. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. I want to give you an opportunity to answer the rest of these. Use your blocks to help you count out and figure out if each equation is true or not. If there's an equation where you're like, holy moly, Mrs. Sae-Wong, I'm stuck and it's not making sense, bring it to our 11 o'clock meeting so we can talk about it and work through it together. But I want you to use your blocks today to help you figure out if the equation is true or not true. Okay? Go ahead and hit pause. Work on your left side of the worksheet and come back when you're ready. All right, if you're back with me, that tells me you're done with the left side. Now let's talk about the right side. On this side, it wants us to match the dots in our 10 frame to the cubes on the right. So the numbers to the blocks, I'm sorry, we don't want to draw the number from the 10 frame to the blocks, the blocked numbers. Mrs. Sae-Wong's words are not coming out right, and that happens. Here's what I recommend. Here's how my brain works, and you let me know what you think. I want to add up the number of dots in our 10 frame first. Then I'm going to add up our number of blocks on the right. So let's count. If we have one completed 10 frame, do we have to count in each one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or can we just say 10 and then count on? So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to write 14 right here because that's how many dots we have. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to find the picture that has 14 blocks. So remember, when we have a complete row of blocks like that, that's counted as 10. So we can start with 10 and count on. So let's count. 10, 11, 12. Is that the same as 14? Nope. So then let's count. Let's keep on moving. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Hold on. We have 14 blocks. We have 14 in our 10 frames. I'm going to draw a line right there because those are the same. All right, my friends. So I want you to go through and finish counting the dots in our 10 frames and then finish counting the blocks in each picture and then match each picture so that the 10 frames match their blocks. Hit pause, work on the right-hand side of the sheet, and come back when you're ready. All right, if you're back with me, that tells me you are done with page 21. Let's turn the page. Okay, on page 22, we are going to work on telling time. We've been working with our clocks. This should be making sense, hopefully, but if not, I need you to let me know so we can spend some more time on it. Because being able to tell time is a big deal. And you all show me that you turn in your work and that you've got it. You all show me during our small group times when we've talked about this that it was easy peasy. But if telling time is still tricky for you or if you're still having a hard time, please let me know so we can work on it. Okay? But what we're going to do today is we are going to circle the clock with the correct time. Number 1, it says Jane does her homework at 4 o'clock. Which clock shows when she does her homework? So you're going to choose which clock shows 4 o'clock. Remember, the shorthand is the hour hand and the longhand is the minute hand. So go ahead and hit pause and decide which clock shows 4 o'clock. Okay, number 2 says, I walk my dog at 9:30. Which clock shows that time? Which clock shows 9:30? Number 3 says, which clock shows 9 o'clock? So again, shorthand is the hour hand, longhand is the minute hand. Which clock shows 9 o'clock? Okay, and finally, number 4. Which clock shows 12:30? So which ones of these clocks shows 12:30? All right, and finally, we're going to move to the right-hand side of page. You can't see it, but it is page 22. It's just stuck in the corner. It happens. All right, it is going to ask us to look at some shapes. It says, look at the shapes in each group, then answer the questions. What do the shapes in group 1 have in common? So here's group 1. What do they have in common? What makes these shapes the same? I want you to stop and think about what is the same about these shapes in group 1 and write it down on the line. Okay, number 2. What do the shapes in group 2 have in common? So now we're looking at group 2. What do these shapes have in common, or why are they similar or the same? All right, number 3. And if I'm going too fast, or if you're not hitting pause to work on these, hit pause and you can get caught up. That is the beauty of learning on the computers. You can pause me anytime you need to. Number 3. How are the shapes in both groups sorted? By size, by shape, or by color? How is each group sorted? And then number 4. It asks us to draw shapes in group 3 and group 4. Sort them by size. So we have group 3 and group 4. You can draw any shapes you want, but you have to sort them by the size. So we have big shapes on the left and small shapes on the right. So draw any shapes you want, but they have to be grouped by size. So big shapes on the left, small shapes on the right. Hit pause. Make sure you are all done with page 22. Come back when you're ready. All right, my friends, if you're back with me, that tells me you're all done with 22. So now what I want you to do is head on over to Seesaw. Send me a picture of page 21 and 22. Make sure you use your blocks today to help you count. If you don't have your blocks, you can use anything. You can use Legos, you can use your Cheerios, your Goldfish crackers. You can use anything as a counting tool if you don't have your blocks handy. If you have any questions about today's math work or any questions really at all, I'm always here to help, my friends, so let me know. Otherwise, I will see your adorable faces later. Bye, friends.